Our next entrepreneur is Frank Stasiowski of PSMJ Resources. Is that the company?
That's the company.
So what is PSMJ?
Well, my 7-year-old a few years ago used to say, "Please serve me jelly." But that's not what it is.
Okay.
Professional Services Management Journal. That was the first newsletter we started 40 years ago this year.
Wow.
So
Still
going.
You've had this job a long time, but you've morphed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do a lot of things.
And what are you morphed into today?
Well, I'm here talking to you, so I'm here morphed into me. Now, we are in the business of providing content to the architecture and engineering community around the world. We're on 3 continents. We've got connections with 130 people in our team. And everything we do is paid in advance and content-driven. So
For the architectural and engineering
architecture, engineering, interior design firms, landscape architects. We're a vertical business providing content to that industry on how they run their business.
And that content is in what form?
It's in a variety of forms, and it's changed over the years.
I'm going to keep digging.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had a good conversation with Steve outside about that. So we used to do seminars on video. We were the first ones that did video, and then audio tapes. And, and we've done in-place seminars every year now. We do about 350 seminars around the world. We've owned as many as 9 trade shows. We've got 3 newsletters. We've had 9 or 10 newsletters. I've written 14 books, so it's a lot of content, and we're currently and have always been the leading surveyors of our industry. So we have financial data on our industry that nobody else has.
Wow. See, you run a lot of different things. So how many staff members do you have?
Well, in Newton here we have 28 staff members. Around the world we have about 40, but I don't want employees, I want partners. So, our network of people is a bunch of entrepreneurs and people that are connected to us through contract. All of our trainers are under contract. They're not staff. They get paid when we get paid, and it works better that way. So we get top-notch professionals in a virtual company.
Was it always in your sort of career sights to be an entrepreneur?
Well, this is my 6th business. I started when I was 8 years old, and I bought myself a printing press, and I started printing a little newsletter in the neighborhood for the neighborhood. Then I printed a newsletter for my high school, and then I started a little advertising business, and I started the first annual Rhode Island trade show in 1964 when I was a junior in high school. And then I started a design and construction company when I graduated from Rhode Island School of Design, built 37 houses in Rhode Island. So here we are. I had a surf shop, and amongst all that, I had endless summer surf shop.
What's next on the agenda?
I don't know. I mean, I keep looking for something else. There's got to be something else.
But you're going to stick to architects and engineers?
Well, what I love doing is helping people be successful. It's our 40th year in business, and they just interviewed me and asked me, so after 40 years, what's so special about this business? What's in it? And
40 years.
Well, 40 years, but that proves I'm old. But
well, I'm 35 years in business.
Well, there you go. But the good news, and the thing that I tell people is the best part about what I do is I can go to probably 30 countries on the planet, pick up the phone, call a friend that I've worked with, and have dinner. And when you have, we've got 165,000 names in our database, and about 46,000 of those are our customers. And when you've got that kind of connection around the world, and you can call a friend in Shanghai or call a friend in Sydney or South Africa, and I was just chatting with this former young lady that was in here about Dubai, and a good friend that works in Dubai. And you can go and have dinner and have a nice bottle of wine and talk about the Red Sox or the Patriots or anything else.
It's Dubai,
it's pretty special. It's pretty special.
If I'm an architect and I wanted to go into business, what kind of rules of wisdom would you give me?
Well, the first thing I'd say is you need to buy my book, starting your own, risking it all, starting your own firm, which I wrote about 15 years ago. But no, I'm not trying to sell the book. But the first thing I tell students when I teach back at Rhode Island School of Design or any place else is that what they should do is have a passion for something, and then have a thesis about something. What do they believe in? What's their thesis? What principles drive them? And if they really have a strong belief about a project type or some way of doing design, then they ought to stick to that and mold it and take it like a piece of clay and move it into a beautiful sculpture after 10 or 20 years. Most people that get into the business, unfortunately, are all over the place. They're not disciplined, and they're trying to do anything for anybody anytime. And they're selling hours. They're selling time. And you only have 40 hours to sell, and there's a lot of work to do in 40 hours as an architect. So having that thesis is pretty important.